Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video about living in Italy. As you have seen from the title, today I'm going to be talking about the process of converting your study permit into a work permit. Now in this video I'm going to take you through the whole process. There's a new decree, there's a new law that passed. Things are always changing in this country, so there's a new decree that passed about immigration at the beginning of 2022 in January, so I'm going to be talking to you about that as well and how it affects the new work permit procedure. I'll talk to you about the procedure, the requirements, and of course my experience converting my study visa or study permit into work permit, commonly known as permesso di soggiorno al motivo di studio a motivo di lavoro. Hello, my name is Hilda Gloria. I have been living in Italy for a little more over 8 years now, and I have been working in this country for more than 5 years now, 5 years and a few months today. So in 2016 I started the whole process of converting my permesso di soggiorno from studio to lavoro. So that means changing my permit of stay from the motive of study to the motive of work. Now, there are two types of, work permits. One where you are actually an employee being employed by a certain company or a certain datore di lavoro, which is employer, or a work permit where you're actually an independent worker or an entrepreneur. So I'm going to be talking to you about the details of these two types of work permits and how to apply them, or how to, get converted from being a student into being one of those. But before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the red subscribe button down below so that you are notified when I post a new video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. And also, if you have any other video requests, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a like and share it with a friend that it might benefit. Now, starting with my experience, in 2016, things have changed and I'm going to tell you how. In 2016, we were able to actually personally go and do the process in person, but right now things have changed. Anyways, what we were required to do, the requirements were to fill in a module called V2 or V2 that you get from the kit that you get from the post office. It is free of charge. You just go there and ask for permesso di soggiorno kit or permit of stay kit, and they will give it to you free of charge. Now in there you're going to search or look for a module that is written on V2, and that is what you are supposed to fill in if you are converting from student to work permit. Now my case was a different one because I had studied and graduated in Italy. There is a different case when you come to study and you actually just fall off track, or you just change your mind about studies and you just want to change into work. I'm going to talk about that later on in the video, but for now I'll tell you what happened. So the first requirement is that you should be studying in Italy and you should be living legally in Italy and you should be over 18 years of age. Now you could be doing a certificate, you could be doing an undergraduate degree, a diploma, a master's degree, a doctorate, and so on. All these are valid. You can actually change from those to a work permit. Now my case was a master's degree, and then I was required to first of all graduate or show that I had completed my studies at my university, a letter that I got from my university, and luckily after graduation I got the transcript there and then. Now this transcript, before actually filling in the modulo V2, the V2 module, I had to take it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is commonly called the Prefettura. Now I took it there and it was certified that I had actually graduated and I had finished my studies, and the Prefettura gave me a letter that I was supposed to put together with my modulo V2 and take to the Questura di Milano. If you're wondering what a Questura is, it is the police where you hand in your documents and your application. Now that was the most, I would say, important document at the time. At the time I had gotten a job. So my case again was different. I had gotten a job. There's a specific procedure for people that want to change but still don't have a job. I'm going to talk about that as well. So after getting a job, I filled in the modulo V2, and what is required in there are your basic data, your documents, and most importantly the data of your employer. Now I had to give the ID of my employer, I had to give his monthly and annual income for the previous year, and I had to give his partita IVA, which is the tax code if you have a business in Italy. So all these were required, and this is the process that I had to go through, and I had to fill the V2 module for me to be able to convert from student to work. Now, in addition to that, I had to add my passport and the usual documents, house contract. I had to add my valid permit of stay. You cannot apply for this if your permit of stay or if your visa or student permit is expired. It has to be valid, so I would advise you to do it at least 6 months in advance before it expires, because as we know in Italy, there's a lot of bureaucracy and processes take time. I did the whole process, took it to the prefettura, it was approved, I got the letter to take to the police, and I added all my documents, of course with 3 passport size photographs, a passport that has at least 6 months validity, and every other thing that they required, of course a bank statement, and put them together and sent them through the post office to the police. And then the police gave me a date on which I was supposed to go there for the conversione, which is like a small interview. They ask you about your job, if you are being employed willingly, you are not being forced into this job, if you like the terms and conditions of the job, if your employer is paying your taxes and you are registered with IMSS. IMSS is the organization that does the taxes, medical insurance and unemployment benefits and pension, if he is paying your contribution in that organization, because it's very important. Then afterwards I was given another date to go back and actually pick the permit of stay. So that was my process, and that was how I converted from student to work permit. Now, just to let you know, if you think you can work with a student permit, it only permits you 20 hours per week. So I would advise, if you can get a job that would give you 20 hours per week, take the easy step that I did, because I got a job that was giving me 20 hours per week, and this helped me smoothen my process. Now, if you do not have a job yet, after you complete your studies, you will need to go to the prefettura again, take your certificate or take a letter from the university that confirms that you have finished with your studies, and then when you get there, you can apply for in attesa di occupazione, something like I am searching for a job kind of permit. Now, it is in between the study permit and the work permit. It is not really a work permit, but you can actually get a full-time job with it, yet you cannot get a full-time job with a study visa, because the study visa only permits you 20 hours per week, and usually jobs in Milan want you to work at least 40 hours a week if it is full-time. That is 8 hours per day by 5, 40 hours. Anyways, that is the whole story of my permesso di soggiorno, my permit of stay conversion, and how it used to be in 2016. Now, back in the day, for a person that had graduated but didn't want to be employed and wanted to start their own business, for example, a consultancy, for example, they wanted to work as freelance, let's say consultants, and they didn't want to be under anybody, you needed to get a partita IVA, which is a tax code through which you pay your taxes to the state, and then the rest of the documents, just like I mentioned on my side, and then give your business proposal and show that the business is fully registered for you to get that permit. So if you want to take that course, it is also possible. If you want to just start your business and get the permit to work here, this is how it goes. That is what you will be required to provide. You will also be required to provide financial proof that you are able to run the business in the next 12 months, and you are able to have living bills to support yourself in the next 12 months in Italy. Now, what is new now? What is new with this new decreto or this new decree from the government? It was signed in January, around the 17th of January 2022, and guess what? Things are easier now. If you have not graduated and you want to go, of course, from education to start working, it is possible. This new decree is called Decreto di Flussi. So if you go to any police, they know it. If you want to change your mind from studying and then becoming an employee, first of all, you need to find a job. Once you find the job, you can quote the Decreto di Flussi of 2021-2022. You're going to be able to convert your permit from study to work. Now, this is a really cool update because, usually people come to Italy to study and then, for example, they don't have this, the required financial means, or they just find things boring that they just want to change, their lives, or they just change their minds and they want to start working. So if you find a job, first of all, you provide the job contract, and then show that you are willing to work, you're not being forced, and you are working under fair compensation and conditions. And then the other thing that you have to show is that you have terminated, you have informed the university that you are cutting your studies short, or you are not going to study again. So these documents that your university will certify, of course, they will write you a letter of dismissal, or you will write a letter of leaving the course or leaving the program, and then you take this to the police. Of course, you have to provide financial means that you are able to live in Italy for the next 12 months, and you will be given a permit of work. Now, in addition to the new decreto, because you have to print it out and quote the law that you are basing on this law to apply, for a conversion from study to work visa, you have got to add on the documents that I added on when I talked to you about, my process in the past. You have got to add the contract, the details of your boss, your details, and you have to fill in the V2 module as well, and attach, passport photographs, house contract, pay a stamp of 16 euros, and all the things that we usually, put in the kit to go to the police. One most important thing that you should never forget is the application itself. It's also in the kit that you get from the post office, and it is free of charge. What do you put there? You just put there your data. Usually they ask for your address, your name, passport number, and all these things. That's all you need. And of course, photocopies of all the documents that you are attaching in the kit. Now, if you'd like to apply for a work permit where you are an entrepreneur, or you are employing other people, or you are working for yourself, or freelance, or a consultant, and you are dealing with the clients yourself and you're not employed under anybody else or any other company, you need to fill in the module Z2, also in the kit that the post office gives you free of charge. Now, where do you get these kits? Usually most post offices have them, but if they don't have them, just go to the website www.ministero d'interno, and then you check for where you can find the kits. I would say you just randomly walk into any post office, because there's usually one on almost every street, and ask them if they have the permesso di soggiorno kit. How to apply. Back in the day, we used to go there in person, and right now you have to send the application online. You can actually book an appointment to the prefectura to go there, but it takes a long time. You could need about 3 months to get an appointment, so you can do everything online and then wait for them to either call you back or email you back. But I would advise that you book an in-person appointment, because in case any document is missing, they will tell you to go and bring it there and then, instead of waiting for an email that might come again 3 months later, but then you have to wait back and forth speaking to a computer. So I think an in-person interview, an in-person application is better. The cost of the process of conversion is zero. You only pay for your final permit of work when it is ready, or your final permit of looking for a job when it is ready, and that is the usual 154 euros. Things keep on changing in this country. Prices change, the laws change, so in case there is any update, I'm going to be letting you guys know in a new video. I am very excited about this new decree di flusso, which has just been passed at the beginning of this year. It is being tried for the whole year, and next year the terms and conditions might change. But the coolest thing is that it also has got provision for people to come from abroad, and if they want to come and work in Italy. I am going to talk about that in detail when I talk about getting a work permit for Italy, especially for people that do not live here, especially for people that live on the African continents. I'll be giving you the details of what countries are eligible, how to apply, the validity, and all the details. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the red subscribe button down below, and I will see you in my next video. If you have any video requests, leave them down in the comments section, and if you have any comments, of course, I am more than happy to read them and respond. Don't forget to share this information with somebody that actually needs it, or that somebody that you think it might benefit. Give this video a like, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.